Should we limit screen time on children? Hello, I'm Marie and I'm going to speak to you guys on why we should be limiting screen time to kids. So imagine a toddler spending more quality time on their iPad rather than spending time with their family. Imagine them learning to swipe before learning to speak. Nowadays, this has become the norm. Before modern technology, children would learn their first words. Now, they learn to swipe, scroll, and stare. Screen time is now replacing reading time. Children would rather use their tablet, play video games, use cell phones, or watch TV. As adults, we need to come together to limit the screen time on children of all ages. This will improve their cognitive, emotional, and physical development. Due to the unreasonable amount of time children spend on a screen, children's development, health, and overall well-being are being harmed. We should start limiting the amount of time children spend on screen with set and clear boundaries. First, I will speak on how screen time affects brain and speech development. Second, how screen time overuse can cause harm to physical and behavioral health. Finally, we will talk about how we should set limits and boundaries to help solve this issue. Unfortunately, there has been research stating that an excessive amount of screen time affects our brain and speech development. Research has shown that children who have a high level of screen time are associated with low language and literacy skills. The first few years of a child's life are really important for their development. One of the things we learned early on in our childhood is our language skills, like vocabulary and phonology. These skills are met and learned through adult interaction. Spending too much time on screen can cause potential speech delay. There have been many studies linked to significant amount of time a child has spent with an adult with how great the child's development of language skills is. Now we understand the importance of speech in a child's first few years of life. We understand the significance of the time a child spends on screen is linked to speech delay. The effects of long hours of screen time is not only does it affect children developmentally, but it also affects their physical and behavioral health. Now we will move on to my second point. Extended number of hours spent on screen time has been linked to obesity, sleeping issues, and mental health concerns like depression and anxiety. Unfortunately, there are adverse health outcomes connected to this issue. Obesity is connected to high screen hours. This is due to the child not being active. These children also tend to have a poor diet. Obesity is not the only thing associated with a negative effect on long time spent on screen, but so are cardiovascular problems. We also see how screen time affects our children's sleep. School-age children tend to stay up late playing video games. This then causes the children to be sleep deprived because they have to get up so early in the morning to go to school the next day. Once they are in school, they are not paying attention because they are tired and have no energy. Now we move on to learn how the effects of screen time have on our children's mental health. Due to the amount of time our children spend playing video games, more children have become aggressive. Many children are playing violent video games, leading to aggression amongst themselves. We now understand the dangers it has for our children's obesity, sleeping patterns, mental and behavioral health. Now that we understand the serious consequences long hours spent on screen can have on our children, there must be serious changes made. Luckily, there are effective options we can do to help this issue. While completely eliminating screen time is impossible, we can certainly help limit screen time. Setting clear boundaries for our children is something that we can find challenging, but can be done. Having children do less screen time can help them. Pay attention to what they usually average and cut down on the time. Depending on their age, it is how much time you can allow your child to have on screen. Another great way to cut down on screen time is spending more quality time with your child. Whether it is doing outdoor activities or something as simple as reading a book. Finally, parents can be more involved. Parents can allow certain content their children can watch. Choosing educational and interactive apps can also be helpful. Another great idea is to remove screen time while having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We now understand the importance of limiting screen time. We have learned a few things about helping children improve in this area. First, we learned about the effects of long hours spent on screen time affect brain and speech development. Second, how screen time overuse can cause harm to physical and behavioral health. Finally, how we should set limits and boundaries to help this issue. Not only is it a good idea to limit children's screen time, but a necessary idea. That is the best way to protect our children's brain development, emotional and behavioral health, and finally their physical and well-being. As technology and screens continue to grow in our lives, setting healthy boundaries now can help and benefit the well-being of the next generation. While it is impressive to see a toddler be able to use an iPad or a cell phone, we must remember that it can also affect them. So do not forget that setting clear and healthy screen time limit, choosing better quality content, and being more present, we can give children what they truly need: connection, balanced growth, and a brighter future.